And this is Ling Chi, brush painting for beginners. Today we're going to do a very simple seascape, and then the goal of this lesson is to show you how to do washes. And I have two sample work here. They both done on dragon cloud paper, which is mulberry paper, has some fiber in there. You can also use our pea paper, which is great for landscape. The pea also is mulberry paper, one type of mulberry paper. So what we do want it, because it's a longer fiber paper, has more resistant to moisture, so you will be able to do the smooth washes. And I have two pieces of work here. One is like has some simple tree on the painting, and then I did washes that a little bit has sunset colors, and then right in front of it is the water. And then this one is just simply blue sky and then water. And so our objective to show you is how to do washes to make it smooth. And I'm going to demo for you to do the grounds, or more to make the painting more interesting other than washes. So I'm using some greens and indigo, and then ink. And you can use the bright light, or you can use your chip color, whichever is available. And I load my full Lotus brush. You can use large flow, and then dip into indigo, and then so very abstract for the ground here. And on this side, and then make sure it's shorter and smaller, which is host and guest. And then I have some
So it's important to note that she's loading the colors, whether it be ink or the colors, just at the tip of the brush. And then she flips the brush one way or the other, and it allows the strokes to fade into other strokes or into the white of the paper. So that's how she gets the variation and is able to show what appears to be more depth in each of these elements.
So the next step is very important to wait until it dry. So while we continue to do this work, I have painted one that before this. So this is completely dry now. So I have a 3-inch wash brush, and this is very important for you to see how I do the washes. I load the brush with light blue, about, I would say, 1/3 of the brush, and then I dip a little bit indigo. And then I smoosh it blend the tip. And then I'm reloading the indigo. And then I'm blending it again.
And when she's saying 1/3, on a wash brush like this, she's actually referring to the width of the brush. Normally, when we would say 1/3, we would refer to the length of the brush because typically most normal brushes are taller. But because this wash brush is longer, when she says she's loading 1/3, she's loading just like this side. So we have darker here, and then as she blends it, it fades into the water on this other side.
So then I want to make sure I have enough moisture, and then the dark, the color is on the bottom, and then the top is just water moisture. So then So I saw some of the work online during our OAS live posting, and then the washes has a lot of streak to it. So to avoid being streaky is that you are overlapping. So you can see that I don't leave gaps. So I put one stroke over the other, so they are overlapping. And then on this side, running out indigo. So I'm overlapping and make it faded away. And I can also turn the brush this side. So to soften it, I use some just clear water to soften it. I leave some white area to see the movement of the water. So on the top, which is the sky, is similar color to show the depth. At this point, you can turn it over, wash the other side. So I turned it over. Because the paper is translucent, so running out of color. I have indigo, and then I have sky blue. So then I use a mixing brush somewhere. So I'm making sure that all my color are smoothed out. So I'm washing the sky on the back side. So again, the same thing, I'm loading the brush. 1/3 of the sky blue and then a little indigo, and then smoosh.
So why are you choosing to do the wash for the sky on the back side?
Because the sky is further out. So if I do the back side, then will be lighter, show the distance. So again, to soften the streak, you can use the clear side of the wash brush to fade it out, or you can overlap, so not to show like clear your stroke. So I'm using the clear part. So I don't color the whole thing, so then I show that's where the cloud is. So try to avoid any of the streaking. So if I turn it over, Evan can show you. And then I use very light blue, just kind of to soften the white area.
So what's interesting to me, and I've never seen somebody use this technique before, is that if you actually paint on the opposite side, you get more of an emphasis of the fibers in the paper. So you can see up here in the sky, you see much more visible fibers. They're standing out much more than the wash here down. So that's an interesting technique for you to use whenever you want to show, you know, the Dragon Cloud paper has these embedded white fibers in there. It's part of the characteristic of the paper, and it's part of why people like the Dragon Cloud paper. It's somewhat decorative. And so if you ever want to emphasize that in your painting, you can see right now when you paint on the back, it really pops out the colors of the fiber.
And then, you know, if you wanted to maybe adding more interesting, you can have some orange and yellow here to show the sunset. And we can talk about it at another demo.